Charlestown is a town in Sullivan County, New Hampshire, United States. The population was 5,114 at the 2010 census. The town is home to Hubbard State Forest and the headquarters of the Student Conservation Association. The primary settlement in town, where 1,152 people resided at the 2010 census, is defined as the Charlestown census-designated place and is located along New Hampshire Route 12. The town also includes the villages of North Charlestown, South Charlestown and Hemlock Center. History. The area was first granted on the 31st of December 1735 by colonial governor Jonathan Belcher of Massachusetts's Plantation No. 4, the fourth in a line of forts on the Connecticut River border established as trading posts. Settled in 1740, No. 4 was the northernmost township, and its 1744 log fort became a strategic military site throughout the French and Indian Wars. On the evening of May 2, 1746, Seth Putnam joined Major Josiah Willard and several soldiers as they escorted women to milk the cows. As they approached the booth, natives hiding in the bushes opened fire, killing Putnam. This was the first casualty in the hostilities that would lead to the French and Indian War. In 1747 the fort was besieged for 3 days by a force of 400 French and native people. Captain Phineas Stevens and 31 soldiers, stationed at the fort, repelled the attack. Their success became well known, and the fort was never attacked again. On July 2, 1753, the town was re-granted as Charlestown by Governor Benning Wentworth, after Admiral Charles Knowles of the Royal Navy, then Governor of Jamaica. Admiral Knowles, in port at Boston during the 1747 siege, sent Captain Stevens a sword to acknowledge his valor. The town responded by naming itself in his honor. Early in the morning of August 30, 1754, Susanna Willard Johnson, along with her husband, her 3 children, her sister and 2 neighbors, Peter LaBarry and Ebenezer Farnsworth, were captured by Abenaki people, marched to Montreal and incarcerated. Eventually they would all escape or be released and return home. In 1781, Charlestown briefly joined Vermont because of dissatisfaction with treatment by the New Hampshire government. Returning at the insistence of George Washington, it was incorporated in 1783. The community developed into a center for law and lawyers, second regionally only to Boston. Its prosperity would be expressed in fine architecture. 63 buildings on Charlestown's Main Street are now listed on the National Register of Historic Places. They include the Gothic Revival South Parish Church erected by master builder Stephen Hassom in 1842, St. Luke's Church designed by Richard Upjohn in 1863, and the Italianate Town Hall designed in 1872 by Edward Dow, New Hampshire's most prominent architect after the Civil War. Dow also designed Thompson Hall, centerpiece of the University of New Hampshire. In 1874, the Sullivan Railroad passed through the western border of Charlestown. The tracks are now part of the New England Central Railroad. A reproduction of the fort at No. 4 is now a historical site, where military reenactments and musters occur frequently throughout the summer months. Tours are offered of its stockaded parade ground and pioneer-style houses. Main Street in 1909. St. Luke's c. 1920. Summer Street in 1914. Geography. Charlestown is located along the Connecticut River, the western border of New Hampshire. It is bordered to the north by the city of Claremont, to the east by the towns of Unity and Ackworth, to the southeast by the town of Langdon, and to the south by Cheshire County with the town of Walpole. To the west, across the Connecticut River, is the state of Vermont, and specifically the town of Rockingham in Windham County and the town of Springfield in Windsor County. According to the United States Census Bureau, the town has a total area of 38.0 square miles, of which 35.8 square miles is land and 2.2 square miles is water, comprising 5.90% of the town. Charlestown is drained by Clay Brook. The highest point in town is Sam's Hill, at 1,683 feet above sea level. Charlestown lies fully within the Connecticut River watershed. The town center, defined as a census-designated place, covers an area of 0.85 square miles, about 2.4% of the area of the town. 0.81 square miles of the CDP is land, and 0.04 square miles of it is water. In the Connecticut River in the 1800s were 3 islands within the limits of the town. Sartwell's Island, the largest, containing 10 acres, was under a high cultivation in 1874. The others contained about 6 acres each. None show on maps today, and were presumably inundated by the power dam built downstream at Bellows Falls. Transportation. Charlestown is served by New Hampshire routes 11, 12 and 12A. Routes 11 and 12 lead north from the town center 11 miles to downtown Claremont. Route 12 leads south 7 miles to North Walpole, adjacent to Bellows Falls, Vermont, and 28 miles to Keene. Route 11 leads northwest from the center of Charlestown to the Cheshire Bridge across the Connecticut River, after which it becomes Vermont Route 11 and provides access to Interstate 91 and U.S. Route 5 in Vermont. Bus service is available from Community Alliance Transport Services, with several buses a day connecting Charlestown and Claremont. The Amtrak Vermonter passenger rail line runs through Charlestown along the Connecticut River, but does not stop in town. The closest stations are Bellows Falls to the south and Claremont to the north. The nearest general aviation airports are Claremont Municipal Airport, 10 miles to the north, and Hartness State Airport in North Springfield, Vermont, 11 miles to the northwest. The nearest airport with scheduled airline service is Lebanon Municipal Airport, 33 miles to the north in West Lebanon. Demographics. As of the census of 2000, there were 4,749 people, 1,920 households, and 1,332 families residing in the town. The population density was 132.6 people per square mile. There were 2,067 housing units at an average density of 22.3 persons per square kilometer. The racial makeup of the town was 98.53% white, 0.32% African American, 0.25% Native American, 0.15% Asian, 0.06% from other races, and 0.69% from 2 or more races. 0.59% of the population were Hispanic or Latino of any race. There were 1,920 households, out of which 30.5% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 55.6% were married couples living together. 9.3% have a woman whose husband does not live with her, and 30.6% were non-families. 23.9% of all households were made up of individuals, and 9.9% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.46 and the average family size was 2.90. In the town, the population was spread out, with 24.7% under the age of 18, 6.5% from 18 to 24, 27.4% from 25 to 44, 27.1% from 45 to 64, and 14.3% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 40 years. For every 100 females there were 95.0 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 93.0 males. The median income for a household in the town was $38,024, and the median income for a family was $45,172. Males had a median income of $31,010 versus $22,986 for females. The per capita income for the town was $18,654. 6.5% of the population and 3.5% of families were below the poverty line. Out of the total people living in poverty, 5.7% are under the age of 18 and 10.3% are 65 or older. Town center. As of the census of 2000, there were 1,145 people, 468 households, and 301 families residing in the CDP occupying the town center. The population density was 1,357.6 people per square mile. There were 503 housing units at an average density of 231.2 persons per square kilometer. The racial makeup of the town was 98.95% white, 0.26% Native American, 0.26% Asian, and 0.52% from two or more races. 0.79% of the population were Hispanic or Latino of any race. There were 468 households, out of which 31.2% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 48.1% were married couples living together, 12.0% have a woman whose husband does not live with her, and 35.5% were non-families. 28.4% of all households were made up of individuals and 11.3% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.42 and the average family size was 2.87. In the CDP, the population was spread out with 24.5% under the age of 18, 7.2% from 18 to 24, 26.8% from 25 to 44, 26.4% from 45 to 64, and 15.1% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 39 years. For every 100 females there were 91.8 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 88.5 males. The median income for a household is $38,083, and the median income for a family was $40,938. Males had a median income of $29,688 versus $21,344 for females. The per capita income for the town was $16,565. 9.9% of the population and 5.6% of families were below the poverty line. Out of the total people living in poverty, 10.9% are under the age of 18 and 14.6% are 65 or older. Sites of interest. Fort at No. 4. Charlestown Main Street Historic District. Notable people. James Broderick, actor. William E. Corbin, inventor of the paper towel. Carlton Pudge Fisk, Hall of Fame catcher with the Boston Red Sox and Chicago White Sox. Joseph Glidden, inventor of barbed wire. Charles Hale Hoyt, playwright and theatrical producer. Henry Hubbard, 18th Governor of New Hampshire. Samuel Hunt, U.S. Congressman. Susanna Willard Johnson, author of a notable captivity narrative. Benjamin Laborie, minister, professor and college president. Ralph Metcalf, 25th Governor of New Hampshire. Simeon Olcott, U.S. Senator. DeForest Richards, 5th Governor of Wyoming. Richard H. Sylvester, journalist. James Tufts, acting Governor of Montana Territory. Francis H. West, Union Brigadier General during the Civil War. Alexander Hamilton Willard, member of the Lewis and Clark Expedition.